So, hey, um, so I'm home now, but I don't know, there's so many things that I need to say that, I don't know, I'm like, I don't know what to do now, and I don't know, I'm like, I don't know, but let's just say that today's sermon was the prodigal son. And I kind of knew the story, but not really. I just knew that the son left home and then he came back and his dad hugged him. And I thought that was the whole story, but no. So, I don't know. Remember that guy that, I don't want to say his name, but he messaged me on Facebook and he watches these videos as far as I know. And I wondered if he would be there today, and he was. And the thing is, he sat in the seat that I usually sit in, so I had to sit in another seat. But he was right like 2 or 3 seats away, and it just was very moving because he heard the story of the prodigal son and he started crying. And wow, that blew my mind because, the only other guy I've ever seen cry is my brother. So that was I don't know, there's my cat. That was eye-opening to me, I guess. And I wondered if he was going to be there or not. And because I hadn't seen him the 2 or 3 months that I hadn't been at church. I hadn't seen him before I left. So I kind of figured maybe he had left the church. So I don't know. I'm assuming that was him. I'm not sure, but I assume because he doesn't stand during praise and worship. And he leaves right after the service. So I'm guessing it was him. But wow. Talk about blowing my mind, I guess. I really did need to come back. I was thinking about it. And I felt guilty because, how could I not make a video all the time about what God's been doing for me, I don't know. It's not like he's not working, Although Darcy and I talked about how God is quiet for so long, and sometimes lately I've been feeling that way. So I don't know. But I don't know. I just wanted to share all of that stuff with you. There's more, but I don't know. Okay, so that's not the only thing that happened today. For a while, I've been, like, thinking the battle belongs to the Lord. And I recorded my praise and worship at church, and you can see that we sing that song. I was singing, like, the beginning verse of it, and I was like, I know the song, but I can't tell you what it was, you know? And then all of a sudden, it was The Battle Belongs to the Lord by Phil Wickham, and I was like, no way, this has to be God talking to me. And then, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, the other stuff that was involved. Like, I've been struggling. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm so glad that I had today off. Usually at work, I work Sunday, and Sunday is the busiest day of the week. And it's just so hectic. It's like nonstop madness. And, yeah. Um, yeah. So I, took today off, and, then I realized that the church service stopped at 11:30, and my shift doesn't start till like 12, so theoretically I could go back to church and you know, yeah, there's just like a million different things that run through my head that I don't know, guys, like, I'm trying to decide, like, the battle belongs to the Lord. And that's what he reminded me of last night. And, you know, last night, you know, I prayed before I go to bed, and I did not want to get up out of bed this morning. I've been up since 7:30. Church, I didn't get there till like 10. And, you know, it's not a very long service then at all. But I like to go early because, like, and I mean, there's no reason why I can't do that again. I would walk, especially in the snow. So I think I might go ahead and do that again because of the fellowship and stuff like that. And, yeah, I don't know. There's so much on my mind right now, and my mind is like blank. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, but I could go right back to bed right now, but whatever, it's alright. You can watch the praise video. Obviously, I am not going to include it in here. I am going to do that as a separate thing, because not all of you want to see that, I guess. But I was on fire for Jesus, like, when the music, the worship team started and everything, and they invited me up there. But I felt I couldn't go. The leader of the worship team, because, you know, in the beginning of the year, I had put down that I would like to be on the worship team. But yeah, you know, I've been going to work, and I feel like that's just like an excuse right now. But I'm just saying, like, you know, he want like this emotion for me to come up and There was no way I was going to do that today. And I'm sorry, but no. No, no. Was like way too anxious for that. Like, no. And I wish, like, I could talk to people, like, more openly, but I don't know. I'm just, like, my anxiety is coming back with a vengeance, and, you know, socially, I've been wanting so badly to go out with a friend, like, and, like, go out to eat or something, but I'm just too, like, antsy, I guess you could say. And yeah. But anyway, yeah, I really haven't seen an adult man cry except for my brother, so that was pretty eye-opening to me that, like, there are people out there that obviously need God, and, like, we don't have it all together. We pretend to, but I don't know. Josh was the one who did the sermon, and he looks different. Like, I don't know. He's growing out his hair and beard and stuff like that, and I don't know. I just didn't see the same attraction to him, I guess. But yeah, Josh was up there, and he did a great story, but I don't know. And so before church, I was at home and I was listening to Matt Hagee on the TV, and it said that he was like, man, that sounded like a gunshot, but anyway, he was doing a sermon on casting all your cares on him. And I can't tell you how many times I've been on YouTube and I've heard that, especially lately. And people saying that and talking about that, and you know, it was a great sermon. It was like, why are you carrying all of this stuff when you're supposed to be casting all your cares on him? And that's been resonating with me lately. And God has been speaking to me in so many different ways, because I like to write, and I write about my day. I journal at the end of the day just because it makes me feel better, and it makes me sort out my feelings and stuff like that. And lately, God has been providing these YouTube videos about everything that I've been journaling about, I guess I could say, and how He's there. And quite often, I forget that I can just go to Him, you know, and that I don't need to be carrying all of this weight. And that's what Matt Hagee said. So that was pretty eye-opening to me today to hear about that. And I don't know. I mean, I something told me I need to get out more and feel more like deal with people more, if that makes sense. Like, because I lately have been feeling like alone, for lack of a better word, or that I need I don't even know what. You know, I need to have some type of like a relationship with other people. We're dealing with that again, yes. I mean, that's been the struggle mainly for me in the past 3 months since I've made a video. It's been like one hectic journey. It seems like all I do is go to work, which is good. I'm not complaining about that. I really am not. I'm just saying, like, that's all it feels like, though. And things can get crazy. And so I just need, like, a break, So that's what church did for me today, I guess. I'm sorry I left everyone, and I really need to start making videos again and just collaborate on what is going on with not my life, because it's not about me, but what God's been telling me, maybe, and how things are going and stuff like that. I'm not really sure, because I wanted to come back with a vengeance and like revamp my videos and make them better and whatever, but I'm not really sure how to do that. And I'm really not that great of an editor per se, and it takes a lot of time and effort, and I'm really not. Sorry, I live near an airport, so there's airplanes flying around all the time, but I don't know. I think that's about all I have to say right now. If I think of anything else, I definitely will let you guys know. I can't see to stop this video.
It's life or death in that moment, and more than likely, it's gonna be death.
It's the best and the worst thing all at once. You messed up my life. I still trust you more than anyone.
Okay, slow and steady. Slow and
So hi, obviously I don't really have a light in here, so I'm using a flashlight right now, and I feel like this is like tales of the campfire or something, but yeah, I'm doing the best I can right now. My lamp broke, and so I got another one, and unfortunately the outlet is not allowing me to you plug it in, and there are times when the light goes off. I don't know how else to describe it, guys. Yeah, so it turns on and off, and it's so annoying. So right now, anyway, so there are a few more things that I wanted to say about today, and I apologize for taking so long to make this video, I guess. So basically, and this I believe is a sign from God. My phone, I just changed the background a few days ago, and it has a cross on it, and it has walk by faith, not by sight. And I thought that was worth mentioning. And Mike Melodies, I don't know if that's how you say his name or not. Megalays, something like that. He posted, I talked about him before on here, and he posted the other night that 4 things a Christian should never think about, and 2 of them being the future and the past. And lately I've been struggling with like the past, well, and the future too. I've been having a lot of anxiety about it. And the past, I'm a really lonely person. Okay, again, I'm craving that human connection, right? So yeah, this is not easy for me to talk about, but I've been thinking about my ex and how happy I was when we were first together, and how he accepted me in a way where no one else ever did, I guess. And yeah, so I've been craving a relationship or just some type of connection like that again, you know. And I'm like, totally can't believe I posted myself months ago in that charade, but let's not go there right now. Like, anyway, wow. Okay. So another thing that I had on my list that I had thought about is the honesty and the vulnerability, you guys. That oh, I almost said his name, had at church when he cried. I'm praying for him, because I think that's the most appropriate thing that I could do, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just trying to decide here. I am so tired right now. My brain is so foggy. But anyway, all that being said, yeah, obviously God was talking to this guy, and I'm shocked. I'm blown away, you guys, that he did that. And how, I'm assuming it must have been like really like awkward, embarrassing for him to have done that. And I tried not to look at him. Like, I had to not make it obvious, you know what I mean? I had to like do it nonchalantly, but he kept like, I saw out of the corner of my eye that he was like grabbing something, tissue, and I thought maybe he had like a runny nose or something, you know? So I quickly kind of looked and I saw, and I was like, whoa, God is really speaking to him, you know? So, like, he must have been an example of the prodigal son, or maybe he could relate to that story in a different type of way. I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say I would like to know, kind of, but yet again, I kind of feel like it's none of my business, maybe. I don't know. But it was, I think, very brave to show that vulnerability side. And that, to me, is amazing, because I don't know as if I would be able to, well, to do that. But I did kind of, guys, didn't I? Like in December when I wanted that connection and I showed you guys, and there was another time at church that they played what's that song? I can't even think, sorry guys. One Peace Like a River attendeth my soul. It is well with my soul. And I just stopped. But anyway, whatever. All that being said, it is uncomfortable. And especially for a guy, like, wow. Like, props to him, seriously, But all that being said, I kind of felt like really like comfortable at church, and I kind of plan on going back because that's like, I kind of feel like that's where I belong, and it's been forever, and I really, really had a good time, especially with like the praise and worship. And I feel kind of stupid in a way that I didn't go up to the stage. Like I said, I was kind of like invited to, and I totally turned it down. But maybe the next time I go, maybe next week, I could try to get into that somehow. And I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I don't think of myself as very talented in that type of a setting, but it's for the Lord, So it wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be like for like a show. They needed help. They did. I remember them saying that on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or something like that. We had like a pancake breakfast or something, and I signed up. And it was me and just like one other person, but they have quite a few people now, which is good. And okay, another thing that I put on my list is the attraction that this guy who cried had. Like, he created this huge attraction for me anyway. And yeah. Look at my face. Like, I have like all this fat like right here, and like over here like there's like nothing. Like, I don't get that. But anyway, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm just saying. Like, and it's funny, all this vulnerability and all this crap, because I was listening to a YouTube video last night, I think it was. Yeah, okay. And it's some guy on there stated that he would rather have a vulnerable relationship or a deep connection or what have you with God rather than like nothing. Like no type of relationship. No nothing being said, I guess, And I totally agree with that, and I can so relate to that. And I think I do have a good relationship like that with the Lord. And what else was there? Well, lately, like I said, I've been struggling. Like, a lot of things have been going on at work, and I've been stressed, and and that's another reason why I want to go back to church, is because of the fact that, like, it seems like all I ever do is, like, go to church, or go to church, excuse me, go to work and then come home, go to work and then come home. And it's like, oh, I need a change in my life and stuff like that. So anyway, all that being said, I've been going on YouTube lately. And I hadn't really listened to ASMR in a while. So I did that one of these nights, like maybe 2 nights ago, but not like that matters. But anyway, this guy that I like who does a lot of that, he hasn't posted in a while, and so I was listening to like older videos of that, try to get myself to sleep. Well, it always seemed like God was speaking to me once again because of the fact that there would be an ad that showed up for a video that would be like, thank God tonight before you go to bed, night prayer before bed about stress and anxiety, night prayer before bed about loneliness, what have you. And I'm like, no. And it'd be by the same guy, and this guy has a British accent, so that's how I know it was the same guy, obviously. And it has helped me in so many ways, you guys. Like, and I've got to be totally honest with you, I don't really read the Bible as much as I should. I haven't probably read it in like 2 weeks. I am so far behind because I just got done with 1st and 2nd Chronicles, and now I'm in Ezra. And 1st and 2nd Chronicles, they weren't that interesting to me, I guess you could say. But obviously they are part of the Bible, and I've read the whole New Testament. Yeah, and now I'm the Old Testament, and I really have to get going with that again. But again, and this is probably just an excuse, but it's hard to do it without a light that actually works. I had to buy all these flashlights, and they all came with batteries, but I bought 3 of them, and 2 of them, the batteries didn't work because people were playing with them in the store, so I'm down to 1 light, which, like I said, is probably an excuse, but, yeah. I've been up since 7:30 this morning, and it's past 11 o'clock. But, okay, so, I have been reading a lot lately, which is nice, because it keeps me centered, I wrote a lot in today's journal entry because a lot happened. I wrote about the guy at church, and I don't know, like, I haven't talked to him in a while online, but, like, oh, sorry. I did not mean to do that. Sorry, guys. But anyway, yeah, I moved my bed, as you can tell, because the window is behind it now, whereas before it was on the side of it. But anyway, not much has happened other than the fact that I would love to have a social group. There is at church, I just learned this because it just opened up. there is a support group, a grief support group. I don't know when it is. I don't know if maybe that's something I should go to, because quite often I think about my ex, and I don't know, like, would I be able to talk to people about him or whatever? I don't really know. I would I be able to say anything at all? I can only imagine, right? That's like how I feel. And this guy that was at church today who cried, I don't really, I'm not trying to make it awkward for him or like whatever. I'm just like baffled that a man would do that. So he must have been really feeling something from the Lord above, I guess, right? I don't know, but yeah, sorry, I've been blah 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 blahing for the last 20 minutes. It's just that, I wish I could pick up the phone and talk like this, but you get it. There's like a million things running through my head right now. And, yeah. So basically, there really hasn't been any changes since Christmas time. However, I will say this, okay? So my brother's girlfriend, who I went and I shared the video with you folks, we went to her house for Christmas. She is actually hosting a 4th of July barbecue. And I'm invited, and wow. Okay. So, here's my take on that, okay? I never get invited anywhere. Okay, honestly. I don't. I haven't been invited anywhere in a long time. Probably to a funeral like years ago. 2008 maybe. No, yeah. No, it wasn't. It was later than that. It was like 9, 10, 11, 12. 2014. I got invited to a funeral for somebody I worked with, a coworker, when I was a cleaner at a drug and alcohol rehab center. His brother died, and my friend group all went with him. But anyway, I think maybe that was the last time I got invited anywhere. So, yeah. So I'm ecstatic about it, but at the same time, I'm really nervous because I suffer from social anxiety, and I I really don't know Sam, my brother's girlfriend, all that well. So, anyway, whatever. Just the fact that I got invited was like amazing. That somebody actually remembered me or something. Wow. Yeah. So, Yeah. That's basically around the same time that my ex and I ended it. So I've been single for like 13 years now. But like I said, who's counting? And it's not all about me. And it isn't, you know. So I don't know. It looks like, okay, wait guys, like it looks like, I don't know if I can do this with this light. It looks like somebody took their hands and went like that and like flattened my face out or something. You know? I don't know. It just looks weird to me. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's about everything that happened today at church. I will post. See, that means I'm gonna have to do video editing now, which is fine, but it's gonna take a while, and I'm not really sure how to go about doing too much of it, and I don't know. Like, it's gonna be time consuming, and I'm not complaining. I'm just making a point.